my goodness. This is like a dream come true. I think for some of us it's been a 14, 15-year journey. So to be standing here, I stand here with so much humility. But I have to crack a joke before I get formal. Today I was picked up by to go receive the CS by her assistant. Of course, I'm being taught all this protocol, which we must at least make sure we do correctly. And it was hilarious. We met someone outside, and then she introduces me to the lady. I think it was you, I'm not sure. But the first thing she said, "Oh, this is Irene, she's the founder." Then they look at me, then she said, "You're so small, and you're doing these big things." So why I'm saying this story is because I think it's disappointing for a number of people. Back in 2009, when I started Enable, I remember we started off. I came back 3 months later to celebrate the little milestones that we had achieved. And I remember hugging one of the teachers who was receiving a certificate. She was blind, actually 2 of them, and one has passed on, and her name was Catherine Mayonga, and another one is Christine Kayathi. And I remember they're totally blind. When they hugged me, they started whispering, "My God, ni kadogo, lakini kanafanya vitu kubwa." So what I mean to say is they were busy whispering to each other, they were blind, that Irene is so tiny, yet she's doing big things. So I thought it was interesting to get that connection. Yeah, and now we get formal, so give me just 1 minute. I hope you've all enjoyed some of our former students who are now Enable team members. I hope you've seen the kind of work and the power of technology. So, Professor Margaret Kobier, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Public Service, Gender. Maureen Mbaka, Chief Administrative Secretary, Ministry of ICT. Mr. Bernard Njiraini, MD, Kenya Bureau of Standards. James Wafula, Lead Standards and Accessibility and Lead Standards and Processes, ICT Authority of Kenya. Welcome and thank you so much. All protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3rd annual Inclusive Africa Conference. And thank you so much for taking time to come and join us today. I'm very humbled to have all of you here along with the entire Enable team. My name is Irene Mbari Kirika, the founder and executive director of Enable, a nonprofit organization that is based here in Kenya and in the United States of America. When I began this journey, the Enable journey in 2009, the road forward was very clear. Blind children deserved the same educational opportunities as their sighted peers. The fact that computers at schools for the blind were only for the sighted completely baffled me. Having had the good fortune to pursue higher education and a life in the United States, I knew that computer literacy was life-changing. Our start was modest, with a simple donation of $3,400. We purchased 10 refurbished computers, and we partnered with the Thika Primary School for the Blind, and we enrolled about 100 students back then in 2009. These students were eager to learn, yet cautious. However, once they mastered the keyboard skills and learned to type using Microsoft Word, their curiosity grew, as did their computer skills. Soon they were visiting the lab during their own free time to research assignments, follow their favorite sports like World Cup most of the time, and work on projects using Google searches to discover the world beyond their school. By 2021, Enable's assistive technology programs are spread across 6 schools for the blind in Siaya, Meru, Mombasa, and Kiambu counties, like you heard from the young ladies and 2 gentlemen who are here before. And we've enrolled over 12,000 students to date. Our curriculum has expanded to include coding, internship, mentorship, and entrepreneurship skills. These kids have inspired me and taught me many life lessons. They've given me, given the fact that I live in Washington, D.C., I can't be present here full time. So I give a special thank you to the entire Enable team. No words can express my deep appreciation for your commitment to our mission. Kenya has 16 schools for the blind, so Enable still has a very long way to go. The issue of assistive technology and skills training is not unique to schools for the blind only. It includes all other disabilities like schools for the deaf or those even with physical disabilities. It's also not just unique to Kenya. Other African countries need these types of programs to help them prepare youth with disabilities to participate in the digital economy. We organized the first Inclusive Africa conference in 2020. A lot of people have memories of the 2020 conference and what happened virtually, to bring together the accessibility conversation to Africa. The response was tremendous, with the First Lady of Kenya delivering the keynote address. Today, you are all part of living history. This is the first in-person accessibility conference and the launchpad for the first digital accessibility standard in Africa. Thank you. Today, I stand here very excited and thankful to our local and international partners who worked tirelessly to develop Kenya's accessibility standard for products and services. This product will have a huge impact on both public and private sector digital products and services. I want to say a special thank you to the Kenya Bureau of Standards, ICT Authority of Kenya, National Council for People with Disabilities, G3 ICT, the World Wide Web Accessibility Initiative, and various disability organizations here in Kenya that participated in the process. To all the local organizations, both public and private sector, please remember 70% of disabilities are hidden. Take advantage of this new standard and develop products and services that have, people with disabilities in mind. This will help you tap into a new market. Africa has more than 80 million people with disabilities, and that's huge. And Kenya is the first country to develop a digital accessibility standard. We hope to work with other African countries to share knowledge and experience as we work towards a more tech-inclusive Africa. As I wrap up, I want to acknowledge organizations that are hosting watch parties. This year, we have 16 countries that are hosting watch parties online in African countries. Thank you, Google, for supporting the participation of these countries second year in a row. We truly appreciate the support that you provide. To the young Africans with disabilities, I think we have almost 20 young Africans that came from other African countries. We appreciate you being here today, and I want to say welcome to Nairobi. And thank you, MasterCard Foundation, for making this possible for the young Africans to come and join us today. The whole idea of this event was to make sure that African youth with disabilities are at the forefront of the accessibility conversation. We hope to continue working together with you so that you can become accessibility champions in your own countries. This conversation may start here today, but we are counting on you to keep it alive across Africa. The next 2 days will be filled with a lot of valuable content. This shared learning experience is made possible through sponsorships. I would like to acknowledge our platinum sponsor, the MasterCard Foundation, our gold sponsor, Google, and our accessibility sponsors, Meta and Microsoft. Accessibility is at the heart of what we do. Thank you.